Hello, my name is Teddy McLean, and this is the story of my American family. My family heritage originates from Europe, especially the United Kingdom, as well as other areas. From Europe, my family migrated to the United States of America. Since arriving in America, my family mainly resides in the northeastern area of the country. This is my family tree. That's me on the bottom. My father's side is up on the left, and my mother's side is up on the right. To start my family story, I will begin on my father's side, with Luis Cotero and Canone Langoni, as well as John Lamborghini and Clementina Stefani. Luis Cotero and Cano Langoni came over to America from Cento, Italy in the 1860s before Ellis Island. Around the same time, John Lamborghini and Clementina Stefani also came to America from Cento, Italy. Louise and Cano Langoni had a daughter, Rose Langoni, from Springfield, Massachusetts, who met and married John and Clementina's son, Frank Lamborghini, from Plymouth, Mass. Rose Langoni and Frank Lamborghini's daughter, Anne Lamborghini, is my grandmother. Anne Lamborghini was born on February 5th, 1938, in Springfield, Massachusetts. Anne was the only child growing up, but she loved to spend time with her cousins and friends. Childhood memories for Anne include playing hopscotch, rollerblading, jumping rope, and playing cards with her father, Frank. Her summers were often spent going to the beach on the Connecticut shore with her friends and cousins. While growing up, Anne was a neighborhood babysitter and would always try to stay at a house that had a television set. For a brief period of her childhood, Anne lived in her grandmother's house with her aunt and cousin Joe. She loved being with her cousin Joe after growing up as the only child. Anne grew up with a baker for her father and a housemaid for her mother. The Roman Catholic faith was strong in Anne's family. She attended a Catholic high school which she adored, and then went on to get a degree in education at Westfield State College, now a university. Anne met her husband Eugene McLean II 5 years after college at a New Year's Eve party. A couple years later, they met again at a wedding and started to date in 1963. They got married in 1964. Eugene McLean II's family history originates from Scotland. Alexander McLean and Flo MacDonald married and left Nova Scotia to go to America. Their son, Eugene McLean I from Medford, Mass., met and married Clara Smith from Hoover, Mass. Eugene I and Clara Smith had 5 children: Donald, Eugene II, Albert, Marcia, and Mabel. Eugene McLean II was born on July 28, 1932 in Springfield, Mass. Eugene worked on farms as a teenager and attended high school. In 1947, Eugene II and his father worked at a lawnmower store. After serving in the Korean War and being stationed in Germany, Eugene met Anne in his early 30s. After the wedding, Eugene and Anne lived in an apartment in West Springfield, Massachusetts, before moving to a house in Agawam, Massachusetts. Eugene continued to work in his father's shop, Allen Lawnmower, and Anne was a substitute teacher in order to be able to raise the kids at the same time. They had 3 children. Eugene McLean III, born on August 26, 1965. Eugene passed away in 2006 from brain cancer at the age of 41. Their second child was Joseph McLean, who was born on June 21, 1969. And Matthew McLean was born on October 20th, 1972. Family vacations for the McLeans included boating and fishing in Maine, as well as going to Hampton Beach. In 1977, Anne and Eugene decided to spend vacations down in Marker Island, Florida, and in 1987 expanded their vacation locations to Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Both of these spots are still used to this day. After 2013, Anne and Eugene moved permanently to Cape Cod after leaving their Agawam home and spend the winters down in Florida. In 1987, Anne and Eugene's second son, Joseph, attended St. Michael's College, where he will meet his wife and my mother, Arlene James. My mother's family originates back to Lithuania. A 2-year-old Anna Krukis fled Lithuania with her parents from the Russian Tsar. Although she came to New York with her parents, Anna grew up in foster care. She had 5 siblings: George, Charles, Peter, Paul, and Caroline. While in foster care, Anna's siblings Peter, Paul, and Caroline died from digesting some sort of poison. Anna herself was questioned about their tragic and sudden deaths, and the case is still on file. While Anna was growing up, George Ferguson and Mary Guilfoyle came from Ireland and had a son, John Ferguson, from Quincy, Mass. When Anna was 25, her and John Ferguson got married and had 4 kids: John, Martha, Dorothy, and George. Dorothy Ferguson is my Grammy Dot. Dorothy Ferguson was born on February 22, 1936, and grew up in Weymouth, Massachusetts. When she was in the 1st grade, Dorothy's older brother George passed away on January 27, 1942, from an infection in his kidneys. George was 8 years old, and before he died, he gave his toys and other belongings to his siblings. Dorothy coped with George's loss through her Roman Catholic faith and belief in heaven, and that her brother George is up in heaven with all the other angels. When she was 17, Dorothy's father bought her a car. While out driving one day, Dorothy got in an accident and had to have Donald James give her a ride home. After giving her a ride home, Donald asked Dorothy out the next day, and they got married when Dorothy was 19. Donald James's family originates in Ireland and England. Eva Payne, whose family is from Ireland and England, live in Plymouth, Mass. Eva married Frank James Sr., who is also Irish and English. Frank James Sr. is a distant relative of Peregrine White, an Englishman who came to America on the Mayflower. When he was young, Frank was put in the Home for Little Wanderers in Boston, but still saw his mother when he could. Eva and Frank had 6 children: Evelyn, Donald, Marilyn, Francis III, Robert, and Barbara. Eva and Frank died within 1 month of each other. Donald James was born on January 27, 1934, and grew up in Braintree, Massachusetts. As a child, Donald's grandmother, Frank James's mother, came back and lived in the house with them until she passed away. Donald went to high school where he played baseball and basketball. He apprenticed as a plumber and worked in the trades. After high school, Donald served in the National Guard. He met Dorothy at the gas station after her accident. Dorothy and Donald's wedding could not be held in a church because Dorothy was Roman Catholic and Donald was Protestant. Both of their parents were very religious. In 1971, Donald decided to convert to Roman Catholicism after Dorothy had a 5-month miscarriage. Donald wanted to name the daughter Faith, and he said that Faith gave him the faith to convert. After moving around for a bit, Dorothy and Donald settled down in Hingham, Massachusetts in 1966 and had 6 children. Donald and Dorothy's kids are Donald James, Donna James, Mary Beth James, Jennifer James, Thomas James, and Arlene James. As the kids grew up, Donald started a vacuum and pump company that he worked in until retiring, and Dorothy went back to school in the 70s to get a degree as a licensed practitioner nurse. Dorothy is also a Carmelite nun. Their youngest daughter, Arlene, decided to go to St. Michael's College in Colchester, Vermont, where she met Joseph McLean. After meeting in college, Arlene and Joe got married in 1993 and lived in Agawam, Massachusetts. On May 9th, 1994, Madeline Faith McLean was born. Madeline's middle name is after Faith, my Grammy Dorothy and Papa Donald's miscarriage daughter. Madeline was the only child for roughly 2 years. Then, on March 29th, 1996, I, Theodore James McLean, was born. My middle name, James, is after my Papa Donald's family name, as well as being my mother's maiden name. A year after I was born, my parents decided to move to Long Meadow, Massachusetts. Our house in Long Meadow is still our current place of residence to this day. On February 11th, 1999, my younger sister and last McLean sibling, Abigail Rose McLean, was born. Abigail's middle name, Rose, is after our great-grandmother, Rose Lamborghini. As my family of 5 has grown over the years, my outer family has grown as well. On my mom's side, the James family, there are 17 cousins. My aunts, uncles, and cousins spend almost every major holiday together. It's always a blast being with them, and we all become great friends. My godmother is my mom's older sister, Mary Beth O'Connor, and my godfather is my dad's brother, Eugene McLean III. On my father's side, there are 7 cousins. The newest addition to the family is Eugenie McLean, my Uncle Matt and Aunt Deb's daughter. Eugenie was born in October 2015. It's amazing to see Eugenie meet Eugene McLean II, who was named after her uncle Eugene McLean III. It's amazing to see how long the family has spanned for and where they have traveled over the years from Europe to America, and I'm amazed and blessed to have my family.